Now, I think I've discovered a great new freemium model on the Skool platform that is perfect for online coaches, especially those getting started. And I think it fixes one of the core issues that we have with the freemium model, and that's the monthly issue. Now, reoccurring income is fantastic. It can generate regular income and show us what we might be making each and every month, which means you could potentially quit your job or at least have more stable growth. It's a lower barrier to entry, so people can test your product and come in and buy it without having to automatically do an annual or one-time payment. You get direct product feedback because more people are signing up, and if they start to cancel, then you know directly there's something wrong with that product. The program needs to be tweaked, there's something wrong with the onboarding, and so on. And there's no sales calls generally required because it's seen as low ticket potentially. But there are a lot of issues that come with monthly as well. It tends to attract testers and dabblers. People that want to have a look, aren't quite sure, and maybe buy and just want to look into your course and see what's going on. But they don't necessarily respond to you, turn up to calls, or get involved. And it also cheapens the value of your course. So if you have a signature program, something that maybe you're selling for annual for say $1,000, then if people can come in for 1 month and work their way through it, then it cheapens the value of your course. You're essentially saying that my course is worth $100, which is an odd one because we want to make sure that it seems premium. Otherwise, nobody's going to upgrade to annual. So I think cheapening your course is not necessarily a good thing, obviously. We also get higher churn rate because maybe it takes a few months for people to get involved in things and have to do the work. And after a month or two, if they haven't put the time and work into it and they're not seeing results, they're more likely to cancel. So reoccurring income, especially above a certain amount, there's higher churn on it. So if you're selling something for $99, if people don't feel like they're using it, they're more likely to cancel. Therefore, you're not going to get as much money out of people. Again, it's less upfront. So if people are spending $1,000, then you're getting a lot more money up front. Even if people paid more across the 12 months and remained that long, generally they don't stay for more than about 3 to 5 months on average. So you're going to be getting more money up front with an annual membership anyways. And you've got the stress to perform. This is something that I don't think is that healthy when it comes to the sort of $99 amount monthly range. Because if people are churning, it's quite stressful if you're not bringing enough people in. And that I notice in groups that I'm in and I pay for, they start to try and create more content. They start to try and do more live calls. They start to try and reach out more and do more things. And it feels a bit like they're a dancing monkey trying to perform to basically make us wanting to stay, which is the wrong way to be doing things. You should be having a great program that gets people results, and they're going to spend the time moving through it and doing all of the different steps in order. You shouldn't have to be trying to work to keep people involved. So yes, annual is great, and it brings in more people, but it does require more selling in the beginning. So only doing annual when people don't really know you and you don't have proof. Yes, you'll potentially make a few sales, and I think it's definitely a better option for your signature program. But we do want some sort of potential split pay or lower price option or other option that they can bring them on board and they can test out before perhaps they go up to annual. So maybe just annual alone isn't something that you want to do. So what is the option? What is the solution as coaches that will give us the best of both worlds? It won't give us a low, cheap amount each and every month, and it doesn't mean that we only have annual as the option. Although personally, if I was going to do the two, I would still stick to annual and use different strategies to get people to sign up. And I'll link to our free community in the video description, where we'll talk through different methods for building trust and growing your community business to be able to generate high ticket, mid ticket sales without necessarily having to do sales calls. So I will link to our community in the video description. But the option or the solution that I think is definitely underlooked and I haven't seen other people talking about is having a VIP monthly. So this is moving your monthly from premium to VIP. And what most people tend to do is they tend to have the monthly on premium and the VIP is basically the high ticket. And they see it as a ladder, the sort of more traditional ladder. But what it should be, ideally, is that you've got your signature program, you hold the value of that program in the center, and then you have a monthly option that is of a higher level. You're actually doing something that adds value, is of more worth to people, while yes, being lower, but brings in more money. And the benefit of this is that we can turn it on and off with VIP. So we have the option to turn it on and off so we can make it more exclusive. So how would this work? You've obviously got your free package. You've then got your premium that focuses on just annual. And then you've got your VIP option, which is a higher amount VIP monthly. And what this looks like is basically it protects the value of your course. So what you would maybe do is you would, if we just go back, you would perhaps add one monthly one-on-one coaching session. You could do 2 if you wanted, but you just want something that adds a bit more value. So if you were charging, say, $100, so $150, $200, $300 for a one-on-one session before, when you were maybe doing one-on-one coaching, then this is a way for you to build your one-on-one coaching into a subscription model that all you have to do, they still get everything in premium, which is the program, the group calls, but then they get an extra level of hand-holding. They get a one-on-one monthly session where you can work with them directly. And what I've noticed is that some people prefer just to have that monthly option and the program, and maybe they'll show up to the odd group session, but they want to focus mainly on that one-on-one and moving at their own pace and getting the additional support. So this helps people on so many different levels while not devaluing what you do. So it protects the course value. You get 3 months up front. So if the monthly amount is $999 and you say that the average retention rate before people churn is 3 months, well, then you've got that in 1 month with this. So you immediately get the 3 months up front. So you get more money up front. And it comes across a bit like a split pay option. Some people might want to work with you for 3 months and see that as a better option than doing an annual 1 year with the group and going at their own pace. So they'd rather have the extra help of pushing themselves faster. And if they're getting results, maybe you've got a 90-day program that sort of says you're going to get your first results in that period. They may then say, well, I'll stay after if I'm starting to get more results. So they almost see it as a split pay, higher level option with more hands-on support. So it's not a cheap option. We don't have cheap options anymore. We're ditching the cheap option. And it's actually a faster solution, not a slower one. So monthly would be the same, but cheaper, where they're always 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. But this is a faster solution. It's actually a better program or better option, potentially, than the full annual. Now, across the year, obviously, the full annual is a good option. And maybe people want to do this for the first few months and then move to annual. But it's not a cheaper option. It is a faster, better one. And you can turn it on and off. This is a good thing about VIP. We can turn it on and off. So you could say, okay, I'm going to get 10 people, and then I'm going to raise the price to 400, 500, whatever. And I'm just going to open it and close it and tell people I've got a few spots I'm opening up. But the benefit of this is in the beginning, you get paid to grow. You get a stable income with a reoccurring. So if I had 10 people at 300, that's $3,000 a month. And then if I can keep making a few sales each month of the high ticket, now you're earning great money. So you get paid while you scale, and your signature program is protected. Your premium program is still protected and holds its value rather than this continuous. Is fine for launch to focus on price, but we don't want to be focusing on price all the time. Otherwise, that's what people look at. It should be the outcome, the transformation, and the quality of the service that you're offering. So we can remove that sort of pricing option while still maintaining, a limited number of spots, turning it on and off, some urgency, but you're going to get paid while you scale. So it's the best of both. If you were just doing the signature version with, let's say, $1,000 a pop, and you're only able to sell a few based on the amount of traffic you were initially getting, then that's 3,000. But if you can add a few more, you could probably quickly bump that up to 5, even 6,000 with more reoccurring people. And if you keep adding a few, you gain stability. And the benefit of this is that you can turn it off anytime you want. You could suddenly say to people, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this anymore. Would you like to move across to our annual program? And maybe you could do them a deal to move them across if you wanted after a period of time. But you then have that option. You can cancel anytime. You don't have to work out a yearly package of one-on-one sessions or anything like that. So I hope you found that useful. If you'd like more help on this, you can obviously join our free community, which I'll link to in the video description. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.